Hi, ladies and gentlemen. We think we're live. We're not sure. Can somebody confirm or deny that we're live? Because I have no idea. I have weird things happening. It's been a thing. It says that I'm streaming on Twitch.
Yeah,
Sounds good. Hi, Bob. How are you?
I'm great.
That's awesome. I can't hear you at all.
Can you hear me now?
Well, it's not your fault. I mean, I can
Okay.
hear you, but I can't hear
Okay.
you at the level I want to hear you. So now I've turned you up. So I should be able to hear you better for our station boo. I'm so glad you're here. We have we we don't have Charles. Oh, he's calling. Hang on. We're gonna get a call in from Charles. Charles, say let me put you on speaker. Say hi to our audience.
Hello, audience.
We are live. We are very excited about this. So thanks. And we hope you join us at some point. Maybe.
I will see what I can do.
Okay, you go have another adult beverage. I need one now. Okay, bye. Well, how exciting!
Yeah.
I'm in. Yeah, I don't like the price tag of StreamYard, but gosh darn it, I like the ease of StreamYard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, well, we know we're live on Twitch, which is lovely. I'm actually logged in as Charles McFall right now. My life is complete.
Yeah.
Uh, Not I'm gonna be typing not Charles. That's gonna be who I am today.
Yeah.
Uh, Bob is a redneck wizard.
As always. As
I should have
always.
known. I should have known. I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to get my Oh, that's fine. We're just gonna live with this. I'm still not in my house in my thing. And I'm supposed to be able to um oh, that's not good. I know Kaz, if you're out there, I know we're on Twitch. If you'll check on YouTube, that would be awesome. Um Supposedly there is music stored somewhere here,
Mm.
but I don't know where. So we're all going to pretend like you heard the Be Awesome Together theme song, and I'm going to pretend I'm Charles. I have not rehearsed. So I'm like old Charles because Charles used to rehearse. So I'm old Charles who didn't rehearse. And are you ready for it?
Ready.
Okay, we've already got our first Taylor Swift reference in for the night. It's going to be a good one. Are you tired of being awesome alone? Well, so am I. I kicked Charles to the curve. Now I've got Bob, and I'm excited that we're going to get to be awesome together. Insert music.
Woo! Yeah.
Okay, there was our music. Um, yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing, Bob.
Yeah. We are live on YouTube. I just checked. So
Oh, wonderful! And as Earth Station Boo said, insert tiny chair dance because that's all I got right now. Oh, I like that, Bob. That's great. I don't have an outro either. But the best part, Charles is not here, so I can't talk over him, which is my favorite thing to do.
yeah.
So we had unplanned dinner out tonight. So we
Mm.
didn't have pre-show check. We didn't have anything because our cube steak did not defrost.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it. And so
Yeah.
we went and had amazing Mexican.
Ooh.
But I haven't got to fix my drink or anything. So I'm just
Yeah.
going to be as unprofessional as I possibly can
Do
and
it.
just say, Bob, tell the people who you are.
I'm the guy who watched an episode of Is It Cake tonight because they had
Ooh.
a Halloween themed episode, and we were having dinner. Our house is currently destroyed due to we're renovating our bathroom, so
Oh.
like our dining room table is currently totally covered with detritus from our bedroom and sundry, and so we all gathered on the couch and wanted to watch something Halloweeny that was quick and
Aw.
short with the kiddo. And was it is it cake was it? And we got done the episode. I was like, man, I really want cake. So we went and got cake. So you went and got Mexican. I went and got cake. And yeah. So as always, I'm Bob with Tales by Bob, author, podcaster, indie game designer, best known for writing a series of books about a redneck wizard with a crippling meth addiction.
Well, awesome. TV's Travis is in the house too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I know. Bob, you bring all the good ones to the yard.
It's my milkshake. I know. I know.
And here I thought it was your never I can't say that. Um, you know, Taylor Swift wrote a song called Wood.
Oh,
And
my wife
yeah,
has been telling me.
and I cannot your wife and I should have a conversation. And every now and then I have a wood joke and I'm like, don't.
Yeah.
If Charles was here, I would just go ahead,
Yeah.
but I won't inflict that upon you. Um, but we are happy and excited to have TV's Travis in the house, and of course, yay, boo or station boo. So, Bob, we have something that we talk about every week on this on podcast, live stream, whatever the heck it
Mhm.
is, variety show at this point.
Yeah.
Um, it's called Shelf Watch. I think you've heard of Shelf Watch.
I have heard of Shelf Watch.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, I have no shelf
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I can't get into my office.
Oh no.
It's okay. Life is in transition. Not that
Yeah.
much. We have a house guest and we were redoing our guest room and large portions of our upstairs and stuff is in my office and I I I have to get in there by next week, but I'm not
Yeah.
in there yet. So y'all are still getting curtain watch.
Yeah.
But instead of talking about my shelf, which is not up yet, but November is coming, people, we talk about what's on our shelf in terms of like what's going on in our life. What are we focusing on? What are we trying to build? And so, what is on your shelf? And then I'll talk about my shelf. What's on your
Yeah.
shelf these days, Bob?
So, two things. One, I've, I mean, like mentioned, I'm currently dealing with this house situation. Um, so that's what's like in the personal front is trying to fix, trying to trying to help my wife keep her sanity as she honestly runs point on this renovation. I mean, it's really,
Oh,
it's she's the one who's doing all the research and taking the time and care to figure everything out. So I'm just trying to be supportive. But on the professional front, multiverse is this weekend.
yay!
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. So I'm moderating a few panels that I've done no prep for.
Me
So
neither.
yeah. So I got that to do over the next couple of days.
We'll
Um,
we'll talk about how we do prep for panels we're not prepped for.
yeah. So that's honestly that's the only thing I have to get done this week is to prep for my panels. But kind of big picture right now, I'm working on just organizing my files in a way that's sustainable.
Let
Um,
me know how that's going because like organization is one of my big things. I love a good.
yeah, well, I messed myself up.
Uh-oh, what did you do?
I and it didn't mess me up in a lot of things, but it did mess me up in one very specific, very important area. But essentially, I had files on my desktop, files on my Google Drive, files on a different computer, like basically. And so I took it, if I'd been a smarter man, I would have just like gone to look and see, okay, these files are here. Let me just upload the ones into my Google Drive that are, you know, uh, that are missing from the Google Drive. But instead, what I did was I essentially took all the files from everywhere and threw them on my Google Drive. It was like, I'll just sort them here. So now I have multiple versions of files, and I'm not sure which one is the final version. And most importantly,
Oh,
this is with
no.
the files for my novels, like my published files.
Oh,
So
Bob.
I'm having to carefully go through and figure out which is the actual final version because when I threw them in Google Drive, it like a lot of them are now showing all the same date.
Yes,
Um,
because of yes, there's gonna show oh,
yeah.
Bob.
So I've got all the files except for my writing folder sorted, but writing is also publishing. So it's all my publishing files are what are gummed up, and I have to get those fixed. I have to get that sorted so that then I can go wide on Ingram Spark with my print novels because
Right.
that's a big project I want to do this year, and that's been gumming me up for a couple months now, and I just haven't had time to sink hours into sorting files, and I'm now just trying to do it in 30-minute chunks every day before I go to work, and so we're making gradual headway. Oh.
So my Dropbox subscription just came through, and I realized how much money I was spending on it,
Hmm.
and now I'm like, oh, maybe I could, because I have a Google Drive and I have a Google Things subscription because of tyraburton.com has a Tyra at tyraburton.com through Gmail, of course.
Yeah,
And I'm like, now I'm actually considering moving everything over to Google Drive and just paying that fee instead of
yeah,
paying for both Dropbox and Google Drive.
yeah. I'm currently not paying for it. I've got a lot of storage because like I have a Pixel phone and what. So I mean, I'm paying for it in a roundabout way, but and then just a couple other things. But I am probably about to start paying for more storage because I'm getting near maxing it out because a lot of these design files are very large.
Yes.
Um, and so, but the main thing is now I've actually something I've been wanting to do for years and just never seemed to ever pull the trigger on is I've actually just started installing desktop Google Drive
Oh,
on all my computers so that I can, go into that file tree, work on what I'm working on this computer, and it's automatically saving to the cloud. So, um,
I get
yeah,
okay. So I've got a year because I just paid for the Dropbox. So, but in a year, I'm probably going to be you trying to figure out how to make this all work because
yeah,
I've been using 3. I used to have there was another one I had and it was awesome. It was stored in Sweden. Uh, and I loved it because you couldn't get it here in the United States, and that's awesome. But they went under, unfortunately. So-
yeah, yeah. That's always my worry with. Sometimes I go with the slightly more expensive option just because I know the company's been around for 10 years and probably will be around for another 10. But then sometimes, like I know we talked briefly earlier about
oh
the social media scheduler app that I'm using.
yes,
That could go under tomorrow for all I know. For all I know, it's a super unstable company. But I don't know. It was the price is right, so I'm gambling. So
yeah. No, I get it. Sometimes you
yeah,
just have to roll the dice.
yeah, yeah,
Well, I'm excited about because that really made me think about that. I need to do the same thing. My shelf watch has been mostly trying to survive my husband's massive company week last week, which was his whole company flies into Atlanta for their annual meeting. And then there's a party because they have their holiday party in October, which I think is awesome. And there was lots of house cleaning because we hosted a bunch of people. And outside of that, there was this album that dropped, and
yeah.
I'm just all in. And then there was football this week. It's been a it's been good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I when the album dropped, I thought of you first because
aw.
you're the biggest Swifty I know. So, um,
I went and stood in line at a Target and met friends,
yeah,
and we had a good time, and I got myself a pink vinyl, so I'm very excited about my pink vinyl, but I'm it's a great album. It's Travis was right. It's a banger. You can dance to the whole thing, and
yeah,
some of it you probably shouldn't let your kids listen to unless it's time to have the talk.
yeah. Sounds about right.
Uh, I will say that Earth Station Boo is absolutely correct. She has a 2 terabyte internal external drive, and I have that too. But I have to have cloud storage because of how I have to work. Because I have a laptop, I have a desktop, I have a ugh,
Yeah,
all
I
over the place.
yeah, I've got a I think it's 2 terabyte external drive, and I just like every 6 months or so, I try to remember to just take my Google Drive and back it up to that. I should do it more frequently, but my memory is not great, so I do it as I remember. So,
I have an app for that.
I should make it a reminder on my Asana is what I should do.
Yes, you could do that. That
Um,
would work. I do it on
mm,
my Finch app.
mm,
But I also, since I'm a Mac girl, we have Time Machine, and Time Machine does it
yeah,
automatically for me, which is awesome.
yeah,
So now that we've solved the world's storage problems, Bob,
yeah.
listen to some Taylor, and here we are back again to talk about non-traditional marketing things that you do. That's amazing, and we've had a bit of an update since last you were here. I know we've talked about um, my brain's just died. We talked about email before, but
Yeah.
we're going to talk about it again. Okay. I have to say this first. Our station boo is excited to make friendship bracelets with her friends for Halloween horror nights this weekend. That is very exciting. I have got to start making friendship bracelets. I have not made any, and I feel like a bad Swiftie. I
Well,
have
I've
some
got
good. Go
good.
ahead. Nope, you
Uh,
first.
I
You're
was
the
gonna
guest.
say I've got to the Halloween Horror Nights. My kiddo's never been to a haunted house, so we're gonna
Oh,
try and find one around here to take her to. So that'll be
well,
hopefully fun.
you're going to be in Peachtree City, and I can't remember where Netherworld is, but depends on how much you want to scare the bejeebers
Right,
out of her.
right.
So there we are. Well, I, Bob, I feel like I have failed you.
What?
I
What is
do.
that?
Netherworld is closed. When did that happen?
No, they were at Dragon Con. They were down in the ground floor of the Marriott. They're not
Yeah.
closed, right?
No, I just looked them up. They're around, but I wonder if it's a different Netherworld.
That could be.
This one is Atlanta's Netherworld, which is going strong as far as I can see from what I'm seeing here. They were posting on October 5th. So I think
Okay.
they're still around. I'm going to drop a link in the chat for those of you who want to be scared because no autocorrect got her. There is some Netherworld addresses. So I have failed you, Bob.
What's that?
I failed. I have not got my newsletter going.
Oh, uh, I
And
mean,
and I'm gonna
you know,
blame you,
that's fair.
because
That's fair.
I really shouldn't, but I'm going to anyway. So I was like, I've got to decide on a PO box. I finally did that. I'm going to get
Mhm.
a digital PO box because we
Yep.
talk. One of the things you have to have with every single email
Mhm.
program is a PO box or an address, and I don't want people knocking at my door.
Exactly.
No knocking on wood at my
Yeah.
door.
Yeah.
So you have to have, and I know you have a PO box, an actual physical one,
I do.
and they're expensive.
$170 a year. Um, I actually signed up for one that is less convenient for me because it is fractionally cheaper. I got the cheapest PO box in that because that's the thing. Every post office in the area there will be a different price. So shop
Yes,
around.
I
But
did that.
there's one near my work that would be much more convenient for me. But it was over 200. So I opted for
Oh,
the 170 a year
yeah, no,
option.
that's worth it.
Yeah, it's in the and it's not far from my house as the crow flies. It's just kind of out of the way. Like I would never organically just be going down this road.
Gotcha.
So, but I get enough for me. Like if I did not get like the occasional bit of like fan mail, um, I would absolutely go digital. But and also like I just really like postcards. So
Aw.
I like mailing out postcards and stuff like that. And I've to be very clear, I'm not famous, but as I have gotten more known and what have you, I have defaulted to using that as my postcard sending
Okay.
address, just because you never know. Like some of these folks I'm sending postcards to, they're like old friends of mine. For all I know, in the 5 years since I've seen them, they've gone off the deep end or something.
Could be true in the times we're living
Who
in.
knows? Who knows? So I just it's safer that way for me. And um, but yeah, and then like
Yeah.
there's a few authors we send stuff back and forth. So mostly I just get spam in it. A lot of cruise ship flyers.
Ooh.
Yeah, the
I
previous people who had this PO box were apparently avid Carnival Cruise Line devotees,
and so
and I
trying
get
to get you to come along.
I get two because I guess it was a married couple, so I get the both spouses flyer every week or so. So Thanks.
Well, at least it's, a good reminder. I mean, I love the cruise industry because my husband
Yeah,
works for a company that does payroll for them. So, yeah, go on a
yeah.
cruise. People support my husband.
I do love a good cruise. I've been on a few,
I
so
have
I'm
been
all for it.
on this many. 0.
Huh?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You would think that you working with that connection, you would get the hookup on a good
Yeah,
cruise.
no hookups. So,
Oh,
hopefully at some point I will go on a cruise. I keep hoping, but
yeah.
but yes, we found out that PO boxes of either a digital nature or a physical nature are important. And you clued me into the fact that you can live in an area and you can have post office all around you, and they will each charge something different
Yeah.
and outrageous. Can I just
Yeah.
say that? And
Yeah.
and they're not none 0 of them are convenient.
Yeah. And mine went up. Um the this year when I signed up, they went up $20, I think,
Ah, you
or something like
see?
that. Like it was a noticeable increase. I think I was paying 150 and now I'm paying 170.
The smallest I could get was like 180, 190.
Yeah. That
So, I'm gonna
that
go
was most.
digital.
Yeah.
But I found out I can pick up packages from a digital.
Hmm. Okay.
I
Yeah.
know. It's kind
I
of
think uh
a
I
little
think
frightening.
our mutual friend Vanessa, she uses a virtual PO box for her stuff. So that's how they got. I didn't know they existed till
I
talking
didn't
with her.
either.
So
So,
yeah.
I don't have my notes, but, I'll do a Patreon post about it. I found a couple that were about the same price, definitely a cost savings, and so I need to pull that trigger, but there's been house stuff, and so I haven't pulled that trigger,
Yeah.
and then I saw a post by you,
Hmm?
and the mailer light is what you've been using. So there's a lot of different email companies out there. Mailer light is one of them. Mailchimp.
Yeah.
I think those are probably the 2 biggest. Do you know of any others?
I mean,
Anybody else?
a lot of people are using Substack
Okay,
now,
yes, and
but
we
they're
should.
not. It's not quite the same, but kind of close enough. And then Constant Contact, I think, is another
Yes,
big
constant,
one,
and
but
yeah,
they're
it
real
does.
expensive.
They're
But
very expensive. But I do want to talk to you about Substack when we get to the end of our email conversation.
yeah,
So, did you end up staying with MailerLite?
I did.
And they're free up until how much now?
500.
Oh, that's low.
It was free up to 1,000, which was
Okay.
kind of the industry standard.
Right.
Like that's what Mailchimp was, and when I when I when I got the notification that hey, you've got I think I th- I don't remember exactly, but it's like you've got 3 weeks to figure out if you're going to pay us or leave. Essentially, that's not how they put it, but that's
But that's what they meant.
yeah. Um, I had 800 subscribers, and that actually prompted me to go in and look. I had not tidied up my email list ever, frankly.
Oh,
And I went in and I looked. I've been with MailerLite for 11 months, I think. And so I looked, and there were 200 people that had never opened a email from me from MailerLite. So
oh,
I,
okay.
I cut those out, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I could get it down to under 500 just for right now. And I couldn't. I got it down to about 600.
Okay.
Um, so that needed to happen regardless. But essentially, I futzed around too long. I kind of did a little bit of research, and I was looking at Email Octopus to swap to.
Oh, I've
Um,
heard of them before.
yeah, and I talked. There's a woman named Courtney Cannon who her business is basically doing email builders. She's my go-to expert for talking. She's who
Oh,
initially convinced me to swap to MailerLite. She
okay.
broke down the stats for me on why it was better than Mailchimp, and she also had concerns, but she was staying with MailerLite because she was on a grandfathered in plan, and so and she actually kind of vouched for my thought of maybe doing email octopus because she was like, yeah, I've talked to some folks who think about going to that,
So
but
what's the
So I like to do more research. And
Okay.
I was too rushed for time. And so and the other thing is I have some integrations built in for
Oh,
to where, uh, a sign up on my website kind of deal,
yeah.
just like stuff like that that I wanted more time to think it through and to, if I was going to change, I could go ahead and stand up something in parallel for a little bit, build on my integrations, and then just cut MailerLite off, cut in theory email octopus on kind of deal.
Right.
But um, so in the end, I end up just, and I may stay with MailerLite. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not seeing anything that I've gotten for the money I'm paying them. Like I'm
Right.
not getting anything, but the fact that I already have integrations built out and it does still have the best, my understanding is it still has the best delivery rate of any of the hosts, and
That's
that's important.
important.
So I don't know. So basically I'm giving myself, I now have like 8 months to just let it ride, and then I'm going to do a lot more research building up to my renewal, and then I may stay with them. I may go with Email Octopus, or I may, because I've had time to do more research, find a better fit for me.
Well,
So,
I'm gonna be relying on you, just so you know.
yeah, fair,
I
fair.
mean, I
So,
just looked at Email Octopus, and they have 2,500 subscribers, 10,000 emails a month.
yeah, yeah, there was something about them. I
Yeah,
think it was the number of integrations or the number of workflows is why I didn't just immediately pull the trigger. There was something in that space, like the numbers, like the big top line numbers were all good, but there
right.
was something in there about like how many workflows you could have or how many integrations. Like I think maybe the free account was limited to one, and I need at
You
least,
need more.
yeah, I need more. I need 2 or 3. So, that's why is, and at that point, it's like, well, if I'm having to do a paid option, maybe I just hold what I got for right now, and so well, much research will ensue in about
Awesome.
8 months, and then I'll be sure to let you know. But I mean, that's the beauty of all these lists is you could start it with MailerLite right now,
That's
and
right.
then you just export your list and upload it to the next one. It's very easy to swap.
Well, and
Um,
I'm gonna start with MailerLite because you've helped
mhm.
me get, because one of the things you have to do is get it hooked up to your website, and it it was not pretty, people. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say that. And Bob was a kind soul and walked me through it. And so I'm hooked up now. The only thing stopping me is the need for that PO box, which I think I'm gonna end up pulling the trigger on this week. I'm waiting for a paycheck to drop, and
Yeah.
then I'll probably pull the thing. But you have been very successful in building that newsletter. And I think this is something that, if somebody's a podcaster, if they're a live streamer, if they're an author, why did you choose to start a newsletter? I think anybody in this kind of content creation universe could benefit from it. And I'm really interested in why you chose it for you.
Yeah. So what I will say is I have a there's a lot of people that have much bigger news lists than me. But I would say that for an author of my size with as many sales, and I've done one newsletter builder once over the history of me doing this, and uh but essentially it's all been organic growth. Um so I'm by no means the I'm by no means the mecca of knowledge of newsletters. Like, really go look at like Courtney Cannon or someone like that, or actually go read Newsletter Ninja. That's the go-to book that everyone will recommend you
Oh,
on how to
okay.
like build your newsletter. But um, for me, this was not advice I got given early on. Like, I was already doing a newsletter when I heard this advice, and it made perfect sense to me.
Okay.
And it's why I advocate to everyone, like, why you need to have a newsletter is because um, it's the only form of marketing that you can do that there's no algorithm between you and your target audience. There's nothing standing between you and them other than they just haven't signed up for your newsletter. If you put all your eggs in the Facebook basket and Facebook changes the rules, or you get shadow banned or kicked off, then
Mhm.
you're messed up. So the focus of your social media should be getting people onto your turf, which is your website and your newsletter.
Yep.
And so that's why I strongly advocate for it. But me, with the reason I started mine was mostly because I was just mimicking what I saw the authors I respected doing, you
Oh,
know.
okay.
So like there were a few authors that I followed their newsletter, and these days I follow a lot of authors newsletters now, but mostly it's just to steal ideas, basically. To see what they're doing in their newsletters. Oh, I really like that. I'll start doing that in my newsletter.
It's okay
Um,
to.
Imitation is the biggest form of flattery or
It
whatnot.
is. Or
My yeah.
my dog is growling, and I was gonna say, "No, really, it's growling at random nothing that is the most
Mm,
sincere form of flattery."
yeah. My dream is to get to the point where I'm like Brian Keene. For those who don't know, he's a horror author that every Sunday he sends out a newsletter, and it's one of those I advocate to most folks is like you're not interesting enough to do a weekly newsletter. Like you will burn out your target audience that frequently unless you like. I do a lot of stuff. I could not generate a weekly newsletter, but Brian Keene really does a lot of stuff, and he's very plugged into the horror industry. So his weekly newsletter, a lot of it is talking about what's going on in the horror industry at that time. So it's very informative.
Okay.
And so long term, when I'm doing all this full time, the dream is that I will go to a weekly newsletter at that point, and it would be a lot of my transparency stuff. I would do like a weekly transparency with like tips and tricks kind of newsletter. But I don't have the time. So um, folks get one newsletter a month from me, and it's largely me centered, like what events I'm going to be at um, coming up, and then like if I have any big news, and then normally a link to like if like my next newsletter will probably have a link to this episode. Like, hey, I was on Be Awesome Together. Go check it out. So something like that, just things that
Right.
people might have missed. Like, oh, here's a blog post you might have missed. Here's a show I guested on you might have missed. And hey, have you gone and looked at my RPGs yet? Boom.
And
And,
here's my cat.
and here's my cat. So who just
Or
jumped up
your
on the table.
or
So
your Legos. I mean,
yeah, as you can see in the background, Legos.
yay. So, so what one of the things
It's a ghost.
it is, I don't know what it is, but he certainly is excited. That's Dobby. He visits us every week on our podcast. Um, so, like, one of the things I'm worried about is coming up with content. So, what are some things that you have done when you are struggling to figure out you like know the newsletter's got to go out because, once a month, but what do you do to try to fill in those blank spaces?
So what I would say is, if you are have you've worked your way to the level of like how busy like me and Tyra are, you'll pretty much always have something to talk about because you always have your next event planned. You can always talk about like, hey, like I'm going to be at Multiverse, and especially if you've gotten like the panel list, you can announce like what panels you're going to be on, stuff like that. Um, uh, and like me, because I do a lot of blogging, I can always fall back on a blog post. Like, hey, here's something I've blogged about. I think y'all would find interesting. Um, but what I say for like folks who are starting out, like, and this is especially like if you like, oh, I don't even have a book out yet. Like, why would anyone sign up for my newsletter? It's because the kind of people who sign up for your newsletter are interested in you as a person. And so I would figure out what are a few things that you feel comfortable sharing about
Okay.
yourself, like hobby wise. Like, do
Right.
you like to do Lego? And I've done that. Like I don't have any content, so like let me do a hey, here's what Lego thing I built last. Um, if you like to crochet, maybe you post like, hey, this is
Oh,
the last thing I made, or maybe you're an artist. You have things that are interesting to you, and other people will find that interesting because they've signed up for your newsletter. Yeah, in theory, to hear about your next book, but also because they are genuinely interested in you as
As
a
a person.
as a person. And then also, like, you can't go wrong with a pet photo at the end. I mean, it's cliche now, but it's kind of cliche for a reason, you know.
If
Um,
it's not broke, don't fix it.
right. And another thing I see a lot of people do that I don't, but for a reason, is book reviews. They will talk about what they're reading and like maybe include a
Ah,
little book
that's good.
review. But I don't do that because I feel like at a certain point, it might necessarily become like endorsement or something like that. Like I kind of like I have a Goodreads, but I'm honestly considering like shutting mine down because I review all the books, and I don't want people like coming along and be like, "Well, Bob rated this 5 stars." Look, I will rate almost anything 5 stars. Like
Right, right.
don't take this as endorsement. Just because I read it and like it doesn't mean that I think anyone else will read it and like it. I'm a weird little shit. Like
Well,
you
we knew that,
know,
Bob. I mean,
right?
a redneck wizard with a crippling meth addiction.
Right. So I get weird about that. I get weird about like actively endorsing a lot of other books just because I'm reading it. Like I will happily endorse some books because I love it, but I I don't want people to just misconstrue. Oh well, he talked
Right,
about in his newsletter. I need to rush out and go buy it because maybe I'm reading it for research or who knows why I'm reading it.
right.
So, but a lot of authors do that. So something you can consider. And I've also seen one author that I followed her newsletter for a long time. She ended every newsletter with uh, a dirty joke. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Well, Earth Station Boo agrees that people love animals.
yeah.
Dobby might be questionable tonight, uh, given his
Him's a good
barking.
boy. He's
He's
keeping you safe from the ghosts.
Yeah, yes, and whoever is walking by our house right now. So somebody said, right, I just started Still Life with Woodpecker, and this is definitely not a book for everyone. So sometimes um, you just don't know if it's gonna be for everyone,
Yeah.
and I think that's very true. I mean, having been on the Hissing and Kissing podcast and had them on our podcast, I haven't been on theirs. That's probably not gonna happen. But, I read one of their suggestions, and I can absolutely 100% tell you that it is not for everybody.
Yeah.
So
Okay, funnily related to that, I was at uh, uh, a book event on Saturday, and it was an author. It was a book fair, book festival
ooh,
in Northwest Alabama,
nice.
and third year event. But they moved it, so we were all real worried. They moved towns. They moved from a
Oh,
really small town to the nearest larger town. We were real
okay.
worried that it was not going to go. It actually went amazing. It was
Oh, good.
my best single day of sales ever.
What?
Yeah, yeah, it was wild. I sold $905 worth of books in
Bob, that's awesome.
from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
What,
Yeah,
in 5
yeah,
hours?
yeah. It was wild. Anywho,
God damn.
relevant to talking about stuff is not for everyone. Where I was sitting, there was one author, her banner it was a few rows over, but there was not really anything obscuring my vision from it. And it was like on the banner was like a life-size sexy minotaur because she wrote like monster romance stuff.
Kissing and kissing.
Yeah. And I I felt like he was aggressively staring at me all day.
Well, Bob, it took me too long to find, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Awesome. I have no idea how to stop that. We're gonna have
Hey,
claps for
it's
the
fading
rest of
out.
the Oh, we
Yeah.
did? Okay, good. So I'm playing with buttons. Charles would
Yeah.
be so not proud of me. Uh, and Earth Station Boo said, "Wow, good going." And I
Thanks.
agree. That's
Thanks.
amazing.
Yeah. Look,
Especially
even a
with
blind hog finds a nut sometimes. So
that's just wrong. I'm just she's proud of you or proud of me, proud of us, proud of you because
yeah,
that is amazing. And we know that that relationship that you build with people it's got to start somewhere, right? You've
Yeah,
got to start with that connection, and you start mostly with in-person connections.
I do. I do. That was a lot of it. Like I said, this is my third year doing this event. I've been a part of it since it started. Its first year was my previous 1 day sales record, and then year two it went down a little bit. It was still a great day, but
Right.
um, and then this year it was more. But like, and to be fair though, my book prices have gone up since the last time I did this event. So I sold. I still think I sold maybe one or two more books than year one of this, but
Okay.
a large part of it was just I've you know everything's more expensive for y'all. It's more expensive for me.
It's
You
true.
boys, you boys got to get paid. So uh,
He's
and
got
so
kitties to support
I
and
do.
a
Vet
family.
bills, yeah, vet bills are not cheap. So that was that was a factor, but so many of the people that I saw like remembered me. And there were a number of people that were like, they came up saying, "We were looking for you." Like, we
Ah,
like, "Hey, I'm here to get book two," or, "Oh my god, I just had to tell you, I've got all my friends to read it," or just stuff like that. So there was
that's awesome.
a lot of, and these things build on that. Like, um, every year I do an event, the following year there are folks that remember, or sometimes it may not even be that event. Conjuration, I always have a few people come up to me at Conjuration saying, "Hey, I saw you at Dragon Con, and I saw you were going to be here, so I wanted to stop by." So the in person, I was weird thing. I got to talk to a London lawyer for an
What?
hour 2
Nice.
days ago. Yeah. Well, I did a post on the self-publishing subreddit. She saw it. It was very like one of my transparency kind of posts. And she reached out and said, "Hey, I'm about to publish a book. Could I just steal 30 minutes of your time to talk about organic marketing,
Oh,
basically?"
wow, that's
I
awesome.
said, "Sure." And so we ended up talking for about um, an hour. And I told her that there's kind of she was wanting to know like what's the best way to go about marketing this book, and I told her there's really, broadly speaking, there's two ways you can go about it.
Right.
And I recommended that she reach out to Heather G. Harris, who is a indie author who started, she was a lawyer in England, and then
Oh, how
became an indie
perfect.
author. I was like, you should go talk to her. She's very friendly. I know her. I know she would happily talk to you. But I told her, it's like, her model, which is much more successful than mine, is, she does a lot of targeted paid ads,
Right.
spending money to make money. And I told her that I've gone a different route where I really put my emphasis on in-person events and building connections that way, like trying to build
Right.
stronger, more genuine connections with readers in hopes that they are more support. I would rather have
Right.
10 super supportive fans that have become my friends than, 1,000 folks that are just, oh, okay, I need a book about whatever.
Right. Well,
So
yeah.
that's kind of my strategy.
Well, and I think they're more likely to recommend you. Like, let's be honest, I can't talk about Bob enough everywhere. I bring Bob to my classes, of which this was the first time I actually had a student go, "I know of him."
Oh, yeah.
He was like,
I'm like a fungus. I'm slowly creeping my way across the southeast. I'm like,
"There's it."
yeah.
He'd met you at Southern Fried.
Oh, yeah,
He knew
yeah.
he knew
That's a
exactly who
good
you
thought.
were, remembered your name.
Yeah.
So, you're making a dent. I think you're making it in the way that works right for you,
Yeah.
and, we're gonna hope that it helps Tyra along the way at some point when
Yeah.
we can
No,
ride
well,
back together.
yeah, well, that's the thing, is like, I also it's kind of like knowing your strengths.
Yeah.
I This is less a strength of mine and more that I know that I'm just unlucky. And I know the moment I drop, $1,000 on Facebook ads is when, Facebook is going to change how everything works, and I'm going to have wasted $1,000.
Yeah,
So
no, totally tracks, and Boo's not wrong. I bring you up every show.
I appreciate that.
You're
So
welcome. You're welcome, but it's
I
with,
don't I don't I don't do enough shows, but I do. You get mentioned a lot. I'm
aw,
constantly bringing you up. My wife actually knows who you are, which is rare because normally she hears me say, "It's like, who is that again?" It's like, oh, but you
I
usually,
got
oh, Tyra, yeah.
I gotta meet Mrs. McGough because I think Mrs. McGough and I are gonna be friends who can
Oh yeah,
share our conversations about wood
yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, yes. Yeah.
and tell her that "Kisses the mahogany grain" is an amazing lyric. Just say that to her.
I'll pass that along. I'll pass that along. So,
I need somebody to that I can express these things with because my poor husband, he did go with me to the movie
mm,
premiere and
yeah,
had a good time. We wore our Chiefs jerseys, so
yeah. Well, I heard
mm,
they're doing. I heard on the news today that she's doing like a 6 episode documentary on the Eras tour.
yes.
So, which I'm just wondering. I mean, I say I wonder how you can do 6 episodes on one tour, but I mean, let's be real.
It will be
It
very
does.
easy, trust me.
Yeah, it does. I say that, but that's just because I don't know much about it. So I'm sure that
And
there's no shortage of content. So
no, they're I think they're each 47 minutes long or something, and, but the show itself was 3.5 hours.
that'll do it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the and we gotta have a lot of Travis time. That
Right.
is very
Right.
important.
Yeah.
So, I'm hoping for 5 out of 6. No, I'm just joking. But, it's gonna be
Yeah.
fun, and Charles will hate it because I will talk about it. But bringing
Yeah.
us back down to non-traditional marketing. So let's talk. So when Miller Lite did this to you, you asked on Facebook, and I actually saw your post, and you asked for advice, which I think
Mhm.
is absolutely what I would have done too. Um, and one of the things people started talking about was Substack.
Mhm.
And what are your feelings on Substacks? Because I've got some feelings.
Um, so I think, and I'm saying this as someone who's not done a lot of research on it, but I have a lot of friends who are very vocal on the subject. Um, that oh gosh, my monitor's just cut off. Uh,
Oh, hi, Bob. We can still see you. You just
Good.
got a
Yeah,
little dimmer.
I'll just keep talking. They'll cut back on or they won't. And so uh, a lot of folks have ethical concerns about who Substack platforms. That
Yep.
there's concerns about that they platform a lot of like more alt right type people, and so that's a concern. But I mean, honestly, if that's your concern, you can't be on any social media,
Yeah, it's
essentially.
100%
So
true.
to me, if that's your ethical line, then absolutely, I'm not gonna. But that's not the reason I didn't. Um, honestly, I've never gotten good vibes off of it. Like it's always felt like they really push you to sell your newsletter.
Yeah, 100%.
And I just don't like that. Like I have Patreon for that. Like if you just want to give me money, just go to my Patreon and get a bunch of free short stories and stuff like that. Like my newsletter, I want there to be zero barrier to entry. Like that's
Right.
like all my transparency stuff. I don't charge for any of that. Like that's all free. Like the knowledge is meant to be free. Like if anything that is on my Patreon, um, will eventually hit print. So eventually it will all come out. So I'm
Right.
not like locking that away. I'm just like for right now, it's like like I got to justify some reason why you're giving me $2 a month. Um, so, but like Substack to me, and like I know some people who use it and they don't do the whole charging for posts. Um, but I don't know. Just to me, it never fit my vibe. Vibe. What is it? Vibe checks. Vibe
Vibe
checked
check.
it. Yeah, vibe checked it, and wasn't a fit for me. Um,
'Cause
and it's just yeah.
I started to consider it when people were talking about it in your question, and my thing is I started to think about when I get Substack notifications because there are actually people I would like to read their stuff, but all these notifications come in and they drive me nuts.
Yeah.
And you don't own the list. I mean, I guess maybe you could download the list. I'm
Well,
not sure about that.
it annoys me that I get because I think I have 2 people that I follow that have Substacks. One's a reporter. I will say it's different with a reporter. Like someone who's like
Okay.
that, I'm okay like with that whole model for them because especially if they're like an independent reporter, I get that this is part of their mark, like this is how they monetize what they do. That I'm okay with. Where I get scared, like me, it's like one of the guys I follow is an author, and it's like some of your stuff is free, but then some of your stuff you're charging me to read, and like,
Right.
I'm just not gonna pay that. And now that I know that you've put that out there, but because I refuse to pay for it, I can't have it. It annoys me because it's like if I was doing it on mine, everyone would have got all that content for free. And if that works for them, that's fine. I just it when I Marie Kondo my email inbox, Substack typically doesn't bring me joy, you know.
Yes. Oh my
So
gosh, yes. So there's one lady that writes, and she actually had me really. She made a profound impact on me in terms of how I think of my heritage. Um, when everything happened in Asheville and Appalachia, and with the hurricane that came through, um, hurricane, right?
yeah, yep,
Okay,
yep, yep.
still boggles my mind to say Asheville and hurricane.
Right?
Right. It just doesn't make sense. But she talked about how the dying of the vernacular and the colloquialisms, and there are ways that I pronounce words that are incorrect, 100% incorrect. How I pronounce tour and library, I have to think. When I think about it, I'll say it correctly, but I say iron. And
Yeah,
I always thought it was because my mother grew up, she was very poor. My mom's family was very poor. People of not good means. My mother was born in 1924. That's the other thing you should know. And she actually talked about the fact that the way I say iron is actually Appalachian,
mhm,
and it is part of that heritage. And all of a sudden I was like, "You know what? I'm no longer going to apologize for how I say these words, because if I stop saying him that way, then that goes away. That part
yeah,
of my mother's heritage from being from Dahlonega, from being in the hills of the Appalachians, from being in that poor farmer community goes away with my education. And I'm just going to keep saying iron.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Oh, I love
but she
that.
was why I liked Substack.
Yeah,
and then the cat dad. I don't know if you know about the cat dad from Twitter.
I don't. I don't.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so long story short, this gentleman had a window open into his apartment in London. A cat found her way in and into his sweater drawer and had a bunch of kittens. And he went to get a sweater and found the cat and the
Yeah,
kittens. And then he became cat dad, and he didn't know what to. There was like a Twitter watch. This is back when Twitter was fun.
yeah,
And there was a Twitter watch and everybody helping him and like, "Oh, you got to do this and you got to see if she has a home." And end of the story is he took them all to the vet. The kittens were all fine. Mama cat did not have a home. She was a straight cat, and she now became dad to like mama cat and 5 kittens.
nice.
And he has a Substack. And I would probably pay to read his Substack to support his kittens.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like there's a reporter that she covers. I don't want to. I can't really divulge what she covers,
That's okay.
because it would be revealing of what my day job is in the
Oh,
specific.
gotcha.
But she covers something related to that, and
Mhm.
so like I subscribe to her Substack, because I want to support the work that she's doing, kind of deal.
Right.
So, but if she had a Patreon, I would just go do that. So
Right. Like, I need to go see if Cat Dad has a Patreon.
yeah,
Um, I am gonna share that Earth Station Boo said vocabulary and verbiage is so important to culture, and this is so true. I worry about this so much with the Cajun culture, because New Orleans, like, Ca they oh my god, the Louisiana Cajuns.
yeah. Have you ever done the thing, the quiz where it asks you it asks you like 30 questions of like, what word do you use to describe this? What what of these 5 words do you use to describe this? And
No.
it will tell you within like 150 miles of where you grew up. Yeah, and it was right. I did it, and it said that I lived somewhere between Mobile and Birmingham along I-65,
Oh
and
my gosh.
yeah,
Okay, so you have to find me this, because
yeah.
My husband and I are from different areas. He just came in and made faces at me, just so everybody
Yeah,
who's watching knows
yeah.
what's going on in my life. Um,
But yeah, it asks you questions like, what would you call a service road? Some areas
shush,
call them.
don't yep,
Well, no, I'm
right,
just saying some call them
okay.
like because it gives you what the four options
Oh,
are. Like,
okay,
would
okay.
you call it a frontage road? Would you call it a service road? Would you call it a this or a this? And so, certain areas do different things. And if you answer enough of these, boom, it gives you your location.
It knows
So,
where you are. That's
yeah,
very that is both cool and very frightening all at the same time.
no, language is great. I love my undergraduate's in anthropology. So, linguistic anthropology was not the route I chose, but it was a very fascinating route.
Oh,
I did
that's
take some
cool.
classes on it. So,
Well, now I've gotta find that link because that sounds too
yeah.
cool.
Oh, God, it's been 20 years since I've done it, I would bet. Well, 15 years since I've done it. I mean, it's not that old, but um, yeah, no, it was great.
Oh, yeah, so, my ADHD messes that up because I have things from all over.
Yeah.
Mine is very tied to my mother who read to me as a child.
Well, and so that's the funny thing. I don't have a strong Southern accent because you primarily get your accent from not your. I'm going to say your primary parent, but obviously, but like typically the saying was, "Oh, you get your accent from your mom." But this day and age, a lot of single dads out there,
It's
So,
true.
um, but my mom was Air Force, or she was raised in an
Okay.
Air Force family, so she moved around a lot, and she was born in Hawaii, lived in Brazil, lived in Oklahoma, so she did not have a strong accent. And so I didn't inherit a very strong. I didn't acquire a very strong accent either. But linguistically, you know,
They
yes, my
figured you out.
well, I didn't get all my words from my mom. You can pick up a lot just from your school or
That's true,
yada
yeah.
yada yada. So especially like most of the words that you're picking are not the words that an 8-year-old is using. It's the kind of words that grown folks would be not to say that they're dirty or anything, but just like
Yeah,
yeah,
adult words.
you don't go ask a 8-year-old what's a service road.
That's true. I'm not even sure that you can ask this 57-year-old what a service road is, but, Kaz confirms that her being, an army brat confused it as well.
Yeah,
So we're gonna have to find this test, people. So let's
yeah.
all get on the lookout for it. I also have a question real fast.
Mhm.
Was it the name of the book you suggested, Newsletter Ninja?
Yes,
So by Tammy, somebody's last name I can't pronounce.
probably.
Okay, we're gonna
Yeah,
go with that. I'll double check
yeah.
with Bob when we're
If
not
it's
online.
if you I if it's got like a million reviews, it's got to be that one.
Okay.
Just because it is kind of the go-to. But I think you can actually at one point, yeah, Newsletter Ninja by Tammy
Yes.
LaBarbecue,
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
1.6K reviews,
Okay.
4.7
Oh,
stars. Yeah,
there's second book? There's a
there
second
is now.
book.
But it all about reader magnets. But at one point
Ooh,
I think you could get the book for free from signing up to your newsletter. I don't know if that's still the case, but like because it's not a very long book. It's like 150 pages, something like that. Like it's not
okay.
super long. Because I mean, really, there's only so much you can say about newsletters.
Right, right, but
So
they're so important. I think that and that's one of the things I don't know about Substack is I don't know that you have access to the emails of the people who subscribe to you.
yeah,
So, and if you don't, then you're in the same situation that you are with Facebook and every other place. You don't have that person. You don't have the ability to go take that and go someplace else with it. You
yeah.
don't have that connection.
One interesting thing that I have come up with, and I've got to figure out what I'm going to do here, is I now have an online store. And
Ooh, Bob.
when you check out, I get an email. All right, I don't think I always do. I don't know how I set it up, but I think I can get an email. But I don't recall seeing a button where I could prompt them like, "Can I add you to my newsletter?" Or would you like to be added to my
Oh, yeah,
newsletter
yeah, yeah.
when they make a purchase? So um, that's something I'm going to be investigating. I've only had one sale through my store,
Oh,
so
well, we
um,
must go and buy stuff.
no, 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 please don't. It well, this is really more like I'm doing this on my game design stuff
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm kind of using this to test and tune before I open a web store my
Everybody.
my primary thing of books, you know. So, um, you know,
Because Bob is faceted.
testing the waters and making sure I actually like the store, the native store to my web host. So, um,
Well, since we're talking about gaming,
mm,
you are doing something exciting this next weekend at Multiverse.
yeah.
I'm going to tell everybody. So, this is again non traditional marketing.
Mhm. Yeah, I
So,
am
what are you doing, Bob?
I am trying out being a sponsor.
Ooh.
So I'll be honest, I was inspired by Falstaff Books because not this most recent year, but the 2 years before that, they
Yep.
sponsored the writers track at Dragon Con.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, that's intriguing. And then this year, Shadow Alley Press sponsored the fantasy, uh,
Oh,
the fantasy literature track.
nice.
So I was intrigued, and so I reached out to Multiverse to just feel them out. Like, hey, what
Right.
would being a sponsor even look like with y'all? Because I was like, I don't know how much it would cost to be a sponsor at Dragon Con. I've since found out. I think I've been talking with some folks, and yeah, it's a little out of my price range. But I was like, I'll see if Multiverse is, and they reached out. They told me what it would cost. Um, and so it's actually very, very reasonably priced. Where my expense will come is the free stuff I'll be giving away.
Oh,
I'll be giving away a lot of RPG zines,
oh, that's cool.
this kind of stuff. So I'll be giving away a lot of games, like
Ooh.
yeah, that kind of stuff.
Ah,
So I've got a bunch of those to give away. So that'll be what my biggest expense is. Like honestly, the cost of the sponsorship is not that much more than what it would cost to have table space
okay.
in the vendor hall. Like not really all that different, but it's the support I'm giving. I'm sponsoring the play track specifically. And so I'm doing this. I'm not sponsoring this as Tales by Bob. I'm sponsoring this as Bearded Bard Inkworks, which is my gaming company.
Right.
And so we'll see how it goes.
Well, you're on the homepage of Multiverse
I am.
under
I am.
sponsors, which is very exciting. So when you see Bearded Bard,
Mhm.
that's Tales by Bob, but in another
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And the play track is their gaming track,
Yeah.
I think we'd say.
Yeah. 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 It's gaming discussion. There's a gaming room, obviously,
Yes.
where they have board games and tabletop and kill team and all that good stuff. Um, but I all that stresses me out. So I'm helping out with the play track, which is the panels and live plays. Um, so I'm moderating a couple panels. I'm taking place on some live plays, I believe. I'm judging a painting contest. I'm excited about that.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, a miniature painting contest to be clear.
Okay, well, no, that's still
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah. No, yeah, I'm excited. So I've never done that before, but I know a little bit about painting. So miniatures. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So it's going to be a lot of fun, but we'll see how it goes. I honestly don't know what to expect, but it's kind of a perfect storm. Like I'll go super in depth probably on a blog post in the future on why this ended
Right.
up being kind of a perfect storm of why I was a good fit for this one. And I don't know that I would be a good fit next year. You know, we'll just see. Um, but I'm looking forward to it. And
Oh,
if this goes well, I will look into probably doing this in the future because I think I just think about like how it's probably benefited Falstaff. Like that's one thing
yes,
I'm going to
100%.
absolutely be picking John's brain at Multiverse and say, hey, I just real quick just want to talk to you. Um, and I reached out to Shadow Alley Press. I haven't heard back from James yet, but like, hey, how did it go? Do you think it was worthwhile?
Right.
Um, and so it's one of those deals like the track sponsorship at Dragon Con is like just expensive enough that it's like, ugh, I just can't reasonably justify that. But it is low enough that it's like, oh, it would be
Mm,
really expensive, but
mm. But
mm,
should I? Should I?
yeah. So I'm going to see how
Yeah.
it goes at Multiverse and see if I think scaling up to a larger con at a much higher price point would make sense.
Well,
So
if I ever get my stuff together, we there we could have some fun.
yeah, yeah,
I gotta get
yeah,
my stuff together. I'm just now looking at the schedule, and I just saw that you're on a panel with one of my actually, 2 of my really favorite people, Judy Black and Andrew Greenberg, who
yeah.
I didn't know he was gonna be there, so I'm super excited. Beyond 20 Experimental Mechanics.
Yeah, yeah. Me and Judy have done a bunch of panels together. I think I'm on at least two with her.
Yeah,
Um,
I
and
think
so yeah, she's fantastic. She's one of my absolute favorites. And if you're doing anything gaming related, you got to go check out her stuff. She's so good, so
yeah,
talented.
100%. So, would you like to share with people where you're gonna be at Multiverse this next weekend?
Yeah, I will be. I will be hanging out in the play track room with Sean Hillman, who's the play track director. Come say hi.
Yes.
uh, and I will be giving away stuff. Our booth will be in the vendor hall,
Okay.
and I'm getting there early on Friday, so it'll be all set up when the vendor hall opens at 2 on Friday.
Awesome.
And Ben Meeks is going to hold down the fort at the booth.
Good
But it
old
is
Ben.
yeah, but it is in Peachtree City,
It is.
just outside Atlanta. It's a delightful little town. I say little town. It's got like 600 miles of golf cart
Yeah,
trails.
no, if you got a
Uh,
golf cart, it's the place to go.
yeah. Funny story. Last year was the first year there, and Sean was like, "Man, this place is kind of remote, like kind of backwoodsy." I was like, "Sean, they have a Games Workshop store next to their Publix. This is not the backwoods." Like, I'm sorry, it's not downtown Atlanta, but it's not remote. Um,
Well, I will
so
say this, the hotel is a little remote.
it yeah, but I like it.
No,
It's a
it's
perfect
nice.
hotel for a small con,
Yes,
or
very
mid-size ish con. Like it's eerily perfect, and that's why they made the move. It's such a good con hotel.
it
So
is. The only thing I have problems with is, food.
yeah, I yeah,
Food is challenging, I'm just gonna say that, so,
yeah,
but I'm gonna be at Multiverse, and I know Charles, who's not here right now because he's off doing something with One EMS,
yep.
his nonprofit organization, but he's got some stuff that's going on at Multiverse, and I don't know if we're on anything together, but I know that Conjuration is about a month away,
Yeah,
and we're on
yeah.
a lot of things together at
We
Conjuration.
are. We are. I I did 11 panels the past 2 years each year. And so
Darn.
I was on 6 already because you had put me on
Yeah,
a couple, I think.
I'd already
Yeah,
said,
and
"I
then
want Bob."
yeah, and then so I requested 5 more. I was like, "Let's keep this streak alive." Um, but I think one of them turned me down. So or it was not a turn down. It was not a panel, it was a workshop kinda
Oh,
deal.
gotcha.
So, I think I'm doing 10 this year, but I'm moderating a few. I'm going to be on a bunch more. I'm going to be on Wise and Nerdy. Um,
Very good.
Charles and Joe are going to jump on a live play I'm hosting.
Ooh.
So,
I
so
wanna live play, Bob.
yeah, join it. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you're in.
Okay. Okay.
You're in. You're
We'll
good.
tell Chris.
It's the two of them and Ben.
Oh, you need female
Yeah.
representation.
Yeah,
Bring
yeah,
me into
come
that
on, come
puppy.
on, come on, come on, come on,
It'll be
come on,
fun.
legit. I'm doing 2. I'm doing Cryptic Capture Core, which is a game I created, and then I'm doing Everyone is John, which is a fun little one sheet RPG. So
By the way, TV's Travis is just saying if you ever want to talk about movies, I know a show you can come on.
ooh, yeah,
I'm just saying. Y'all
yeah.
check out TV Travis, tvstravis.com. and go. Wait, you haven't seen. I love. It's still one of my favorite guest experiences because I haven't been a guest on Bob's show, but I'm trolling you right there, sir.
No, I literally, it's on my to-do list when we get off this is to talk to you about it.
So, but do check out Wait You Haven't Seen because it's awesome. Also, check out Earth Station Boo, who's always here supporting us. Great heart. It's the perfect month for you to go check out Earth Station Boo for sure. And come see Bob at Multiverse or Conjuration. Both are Atlanta-based cons or Atlanta area, Metro Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm a native. When I say Atlanta, I mean the whole kit and caboodle.
Oh, look, I'm from Alabama. Atlanta starts when you get outside of Columbus and goes until you
Yes.
get to Athens in my book. So
No, I've lived here all my life. I'm totally down with that. Bob, where can they find you?
Tales by Bob, either .com or on your social media platform of choice.
Awesome.
And that's gonna be the quickest and easiest way to find me.
And I will tell you that he is very easy to be able to tag and post.
Tough
And
for
I
Bob.
appreciate that, Bob. It is so easy. I love it.
Yeah.
So go check him out. Sign up for his newsletter because I actually open your newsletter. That's important. Sign up and open. Those two things are important. But if you are an author and you're thinking about going ND and you want to know some transparency figures and understand how it works, Bob, I think, is one of the best places to get that. I marvel at that. Go check out his blog. I am Tyra Burton. You can find me as always at tyraburton.com because you should own a website, not just a link tree. I'm going to be saying that until next Dragon Con after. I'll have to tell you about that, Bob Offline. But everybody who knows Be Awesome Together knows what I'm talking about. But we love you. Thanks for being awesome with me. One of these days, Charles is going to be here and I'm going to have to share you. And I'm a little upset about
I've
it.
already given him grief. We
Good.
talked on the phone earlier in the week. He's like, yeah, or late last week. He's like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't know if I'm going to be on there. It's like, Charles, I know you're not going to be on there because I'm going to be on there. You
Right.
don't love me.
No,
So
it's the love only comes from me, Bob. We're not really sure. Oh, and don't I would say don't forget to surf the chaos because Charles thinks he's the chaos. He isn't the only chaos going on here, as we surely knew from how this show started. So go out there, be awesome together. Don't forget. Oh, I gotta find. I don't know where. I have no idea where anything is when I'm on this. Just so you know, like there's things where I should be able to share, um, like our link tree. I have no idea where it's at.
it'll be in the show notes.
Yes. So link tr.ee/be awesome together will get you to our links. Join our Discord, please. And please, for the love of all that is holy in this universe, like us on Facebook because we would like to go live on Facebook, but we can't until 100 people like us. And I was just informed before this show that my husband doesn't even like it. So I have to go have a talk with him.
I just liked it because I just got an invite from Charles to like. So, but I'm in y'all's Discord though. So
Yes, you are, and we appreciate that. So don't forget to come continue the conversation. And next week, I don't know what we're doing because Charles isn't here. And anyway, we're going to be being awesome together without Bob, but we're going to be awesome together. We're going to see Bob at Multiverse this weekend and share an adult beverage. And you go out there, ladies and gentlemen, find yourself some blank spaces, write your name, get ready for it, and find yourself some wood. I'll see you next week on Be Awesome Together. Woo! Ooh, I have to figure out how to end this stream.
I'll dance.
I've already said